Oh, we got some brains in the house. I love it. Good. Thank you guys. Okay, we are about to begin.
Hello and welcome to our Hanukkah party of 2023. How privileged we are to come together and celebrate Hanukkah publicly and proudly and safely. And it's beautiful to see how each and every single one of you are an example of why the Jewish people are here today. Proudly coming out of your home to light the menorah together with the rest of the Jewish community, family, friends, and neighbors. To give yourselves a pat on the back, and thank you for joining the community here to celebrate the beautiful mitzvah and miracle of Hanukkah today. I'd like to call upon my husband, Rabbi Mendy Mentz. Thank you to him for helping pull us all together and introducing one and only.
Thank you very much. Rabbi, a round of applause for the Rebbits in the community. Rabbi is amazing. Literally no event, no program, nothing happens in Chabad without Rabbi fully behind it. So thank you so much, Rabbi, for everything you did to make tonight possible. So before we begin tonight, I want to just share a little bit of context to paint a little bit of a story. Why this year did we make the first ever car Menora Parade here in Bel Air? So this is the story. Believe it or not, this year, as a rabbi, I reached out to the different HOAs in Bel Air, and I was told that moving forward, they do not want any menorah displays in Bel Air. And I was shocked. I said, excuse me, am I hearing right? You don't want any menorah displays? They said you can put it on your lawn, but we don't want it on public property. And obviously as a Jew, and really as anyone, this doesn't feel right. So immediately a group of people got together. The A-Team, the Maccabees. We assembled a group of community members, and I want to call them all out by name, because the reason we're standing here today and having the first ever car Menora Parade drive through the streets of Bel Air to share the light of Chanukah is not because of me. It's because a committee of individuals that said that we will not allow Bel Air to become a place where menorahs and the holiday celebrations are not welcome. So I want to go through some names. This is, and honestly, if you hear your name, please come up to the menorah. This is the original committee that said we're going to stand up to people that don't want menorahs in Bel Air, and we're actually going to all take a photo by the menorah before we begin. So if you hear your name, please come up. Alex Kellman, a round of applause for what you do. Bara Charchian, Betty Fararui, David Wertheimer, Jonathan Leeds, Michael Tabibian, Rama Fakari. I know some people are stuck in traffic, but if you heard your name, please come up to the menorah. If you're there, we go. Guys, the people standing around the menorah, when they heard the news that people were trying to say we don't feel comfortable with menorahs in Bel Air, they said, Rabbi, we're there. What do we got to do? Let's put our heads together. So a round of applause for what I'm going to call the group of modern day Maccabees. 1, 2, 3. Let's all get on the same side. Everyone come in towards the middle of the menorah.
What a gorgeous group, too.
A gorgeous group, exactly. Good Jews right here. 1, 2, 3. Everyone say menorah.
Menora!
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So guys, by the way, if you're in this crowd, and a few of you came up to me and said that, Rabbi, I came to this event and I have a lot of connections. We're going to make sure that next year that menorahs are part of the community display. If you think that you have a connection to make sure that menorahs are back as community displays in Bel Air, reach out to myself or anyone of the Maccabee committee, so we make sure that next year we have proper displays in Bel Air. With that being said, let us begin. My friends, we're about to light the menorah. But this year is not like any year. This year is a year when the menorah shines brighter than any year before. And I'll tell you why. Because the darker the world gets, the brighter the light becomes. There may not be millions of people online today that understand the difference between good and evil, but you just need a few to be the light to dispel the darkness. If you're standing here today, you decided to do something crazy, to join an event that literally had an $150 entry to join. You guys are all tonight the light. The Maccabees, the people on the front line saying, I will be the light in a dark world. And I want to share one message before we light up this beautiful, bright menorah. Oil. Oil is part of every menorah because it was used in the Holy Temple. If you take oil and you pour it into a bottle of water, what happens to the oil? It floats up. What if you shake that bottle like a fresh bottle of Italian ranch dressing? You shake it, right? Italian dressing, you shake it before you serve it. What happens? All the oil becomes little bubbles, but then eventually all the oil floats again to the top. Tonight when we light the menorah, let's have in mind, what is the oil? The oil represents goodness, represents morality, it represents ethics, it represents positivity and godliness that has lasted from generation to generation. Do you know what evil wants to do? Very simple. All they want to do is try to shake the bottle, shake the oil, and see, let's try to shake up all the people that represent oil and light and make them feel separate from one another, and maybe they'll stop being oil. God tells the Jewish people, I ask of you one thing. Even when the bottle is shaking and the oil is becoming mixed around in the bottle, don't give up on being the oil. Because eventually, the oil will find another piece of oil, and the oil, like it always does, rises to the top. Right now, we're simply in a time where the world is shaking the bottle and looking at the Jewish people and saying, what's going to become of you? Will you give up on yourself? Will you forget about being the oil? Our job is to do what's happening tonight, to show ourselves, to show our beautiful teenagers, to show our wonderful children in the next generation that the world could shake the bottle all at once, but we are oil, and oil can never become too shaken to rise back up to the top. May we all be blessed to celebrate next year and really be able to see that the oil is once again on the top of the bottle. With that being said, let us begin tonight's menorah lighting. Each and every one of you should have a small wax candle to join us in tonight's ceremony. We're going to have a few individuals partake in the lighting. The first candle and second candle is going to be lit by two incredible individuals. There are two people here today that without their vision, without better words, simple generosity, opening up their most personal of spaces, giving from the most personal of resources to make sure that this community can gather week after week, sometimes day after day. Pioneers of the future of the community in Lower Bel Air. I want to honor Fred and Dina Leeds with the first two candles of tonight's ceremony. The third candle is going to be going to an individual that from day one I saw immediately she carries a tremendous light inside of her soul. She has been working on the front lines, going to other Jewish institutions, other temples in Bel Air, to try to say, hey, if they don't let us have a menorah, maybe we should put a menorah on the lawns of your synagogue. Sadly, those institutions did not want a menorah for whatever reason on their lawn. But nevertheless, she has been on the forefront, a true friend of the community, a beautiful individual. Rama Fakari will be lighting the third light. For the fourth light, we have a group of teenagers of a family that is literally from 3 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the morning. They're at the forefront of making sure that this community grows, reaching out to others, giving from their own resources to make sure that this happens. We like to call upon a group of teenagers that one of them is actually part of our teen leader group. We now have, thanks to Nathan Tabibian, we actually now have a group of 35 teens that are getting together to strengthen Jewish life inside their souls. So I'd like to call upon Elliot and Nathan Tabibian to join us. They're going to be lighting the fourth candle. The next individual, guys, look at this menorah. You see how tall this menorah is? It's 6 feet tall, okay? This individual has been part of the Maccabee committee. He's been on the ground. He was with me building a menorah in front of AGU before they said that maybe we should take it down. This man said, Rabbi, next year we're going to make more menorahs than ever before in Bel Air, and he put his money where his mouth is. He has already ordered a 12-foot LED menorah for next year, God willing, to be on display here in Bel Air, because we don't slow down when darkness rises up. Please come up, David Wertheimer. The last individual is someone actually from the Cassiano Bel Air HOA, who is also going to work with us to make sure that by next year, God willing, we have menorahs in the Cassiano neighborhood. She's a fighter of the good fight, a big supporter of the Jewish people, especially the Jews living in the land of Israel. I'd like to call upon Vice President of Cassiano HOA, Elizabeth Kahona. With that being said, we will now begin the blessings. If you have a candle. Okay. Some people here want to share a few words, by all means.
So first, I would really like to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. None of this at all would be possible if not for Rabbi Mendy Mentz, starting and trailblazing as he is for this community. He's a young rabbi, and I get so inspired by him that even though I'm old enough to be his mother, he can be my rabbi, and I thank you for inspiring us as you do and blazing that trail for us, so thank you. I want to also to Rabbi Mentz Sr. And Charna Mentz, who raised such an extraordinary young man. And I have to say there's a piece that I heard today, which is that a skilled sailor is not developed from calm waters. And we've all had our challenges. You had your challenges, but you emerged as a very strong young man and leader of our now Lower Bel Air community. So thank you, Rabbi Mentz. And again, I just really want to thank everybody here tonight. I want you to know that I generally don't come out to events that are public. Especially in this climate, I've been a bit frightened. But I realized more than anything, while my sons have been braver than me, and I thank you for that, but each one of you, and I realize that we've had a hard history. And there have been times that unfortunately we have died together. But tonight we come out with bravery because we live together. And I thank you. And I thank the police department for being here to protect us and to give us our God bless you. We thank you. And Am Yisrael Chai.
Beautiful.
Is there anyone else that wants to share another 30 seconds?
I'm still okay.
Okay, here we go.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Before we begin, closing thoughts, it's almost impossible that my dad and I have events usually on different nights. So it is an honor that my father here, the person that founded Chabad of Bel Air, near Mulholland Drive, is here with us tonight. Over 37 years of communal work. My mother's here, my in-laws, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, my other brother-in-law, my sister, which is very difficult. They live across the world for them to be here tonight. Thank you for being here tonight and showing your support. Let's do this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner Chanukah. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoseinu bayamim ha'em bizman hazeh.
Yeah, go to the side. Blue side.
You can do it in front of me.
All right.
We are lighting a menorah just as Jews have been lighting the menorah for literally thousands and thousands of years. The Tabibian boys, Natalie, Michael, Rama.
Yeah. Who's next? Vivian? Just hold it up to the side of like where the hole is and they're up here.
Hold on.
Okay. Should be good. So I got it?
No.
Let's go from here.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. It's got it. Good job. And oh.
Okay, one more. The back is plastic or like aluminum.
Everyone together.
By the way.
Okay,
Mitzar hamnabeya chazek mor b'shir b'zmor Chanukah sabizbeya chazek mor b'shir b'zmor Chanukah sabizbeya. One more song we're going to sing. It's a song about peace. It's a song about unity. May please God, by next year, we will be able to light multiple menorahs around our own neighborhood because we found a way to make peace with all those around us. Let's do it all together. Oh, say shalom bimroma, Uya say shalom aleinu. Kol Yisrael, v'imru. One more time. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom.
You looked very buff lighting those candles.
Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'yakol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh
יעשה שלום, היי, שלום עלינו, יעקב ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו, יעקב ישראל, יעשה שלום, היי, יעשה שלום, היי, שלום עלינו, יעקב ישראל.
In a moment, we are going to go into our cars.
Am Yisrael, 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 hey, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, hey, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, hey, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael,
Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, one more time.
Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, hey, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael,
The Jewish people alive. The Jewish people alive. Very much alive. Thank you very much.
Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael.
Round of applause for all of the teenagers that volunteered to make tonight's event possible. Thank you so much. Okay, we are now ready for the moment you've all been waiting for. We will now begin the very first car Menora Parade through the entirety of Bel Air, beginning from the Bel Air gates, where we will end off in Castellano with some singing and dancing. Before we begin, we are going to hear a few words about safety from our professional escorts that will be clearing traffic for us. So please, if you're the driver of your car, listen closely to our escort team.
Good evening, guys. Okay, if you guys are going